Hello math superheroes, this is a new lesson with equivalent fractions. First, let me tell you a story. Anne and Adam went to have some pizza. They ordered one and it was cut it into 4 parts. So Anne will take 2 parts and Adam will take 2 parts. Then they're still hungry, they will order another one. So it will be like this. Anne will have 1 part, Adam will have another part. But unfortunately, Anne was mad. She said, Adam, this is unfair. The first time I ate 2 parts out of the 4, and now I'm going to eat only 1 part of the 2. This is unfair. I will not be satisfied. I will still be hungry. Adam said, it seems that you don't know what is equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions, they are fractions that have the same value but with different numerator and denominator. But first, you need to remember what is fraction. What are the types of fractions? Types of fraction, we have proper fractions, where the numerator is less than the denominator, like for example 2/5, half, quarter. And we have improper fractions, where the numerator is greater than the denominator, 8/5. And when we have mixed number, a whole number and a fraction like 5.5, 1.5, and so on. These are types of fractions you have to remember before we talk about equivalent fractions. So if we have 3 fractions and they are equivalent, they have the same value. For example, the first one is 1/3. So what should be the other things or the other fractions that are equal to 1/3? From the picture here you can see it should be 2/3 and 3/9. Let's check this. The first one will be 2/6 and 3/9. So 1/3, if you want to make it equals to 2/6, what happened to the 1 to be 2? What happened to the 3 to be 6? We multiplied by 2, up and down. And also for 3/9, what happened? We multiplied the 1, the numerator, by 3, and also the denominator by 3. Let's check this example. If I have 1/5, let's shade one part of the 5. Okay, what fractions will be equivalent to this? If I'm going to multiply by 2 up and down, so the answer will be 2/10. So I'm expecting to have 2/10 as equivalent fraction. What else? What other fractions could be equivalent to 1/5? If I'm going, for example, to multiply by 3, what will happen? 1 times 3, it will be 3. 5 times 3, it will be 15. So 3/15 also will be equivalent to the same amount, which is 1/5. Okay, let us see this example. Let's check, are these two fractions equivalent or not? 1/10 and 3/30. So how can I tell, are they equal or not? From that diagram, I cannot say that they are equal. Here we have 1 part shaded, here we have 3 parts shaded. So let's check by multiplication. If I said, for example, times 2 times 2 up and down, this will be 2/20. So it's not equal to 3/30. Let's check if we multiply it by 3. Times 3 up, times 3 down. 1 times 3 will be 3/30. So yes, this is correct. They are equivalent. Okay. So we can tell that they are equivalent from using multiplication to check whether they are equivalent or not. What about 3/4? What are the fractions that are equivalent to 3/4? Let me check this. For example, if we said 3/4 times 2 up times 2 down, it will be 6/8 This is one equivalent fraction. What else? 3 over 4, for example, times 3 up, times 3 down. It will be 9 over 12. Let's hear our example. What we have? We have 6 over 8. We have 5 over 8. So yes, which one is equivalent? For sure 6 over 8, because the 3 cannot be 5 through multiplication or even through division. It cannot be equal to 3 over 4. Here, what shaded fraction of for each rectangle? First, we need to know each part is what. So the first one is 2 over 4, then 2 over 10, 1 over 5, and half. So first we need to complete this. 2 over 10, 1 over 5, and half. What are equivalents? From the diagram, we can say that half equals to 2 over 4. And by multiplication or by division, you can use both to check if they are equal or not. If I use for here times 2 times 2, it will be 2 over 4. Yes, it's working. And if I use also division, divide by 2 up and down, it will be 1 over 2. What about 2 over 10? If I used division, divide by 2, divide by 2, it will be 1 over 5. Here also, if I checking by using multiplication, it will be 2 over 10. Do I have every time to multiply by 2? No, for sure. I can multiply by 2, by 3, by 4. Whatever the example I have, I will multiply using it. Shade the second shape to show equivalent fraction. Let's see. If I have here 2 over 4, and I have out of 8, so it means how many parts, if I want them to be equivalent, for the 4 to be 8, we need to multiply by 2. Also, 4 times 2, 8. So 2 times 2 will be 8. So 2 times 2 will be 4, which is 4 over 8. These two fractions equal. They are equivalent fractions. But can I have other equivalent fractions for 2 over 4? If I don't want to multiply by 2, I will multiply by 3, for example. So 6 over 12 will be equivalent. What else? I can multiply by 5. No problem. This will be 10 over 20, which also equivalent to 4 over 8, equivalent to 2 over 4. So what if I want to use division, not multiplication? Divide by 2, it will be half. So half is also equivalent to 2 over 4, equivalent to 6 over 12, equivalent to 4 over 8, and so on. Write the fractions of each shape, then draw a line to show matched equivalent fractions. The first one will be 4 over 6, then 2 over 8, quarter, 1 over 4, and 2 over 3. Which parts here are equivalent? If we said, let's try by multiplying the smaller fractions, for example here, multiply this by 2 by 2. This will be 2 over 8. And if I multiply here by 2 and multiply by 2, it will be 4 over 6. So yes, they could be equal. Okay. Here, half becomes 2 over 4, becomes 4 over 8. What is the strategy? What are we using? We are using here multiplying by 2, up and down. 1 times 2, 2, 2 times 2, 4, and so on. So they are equivalent fractions, and this is the process. But how come 1 over 2 becomes equal to 4 over 8? By multiplying up and down by 4. So half times 4 times 4 will be 4 over 8. How come 2 over 4 be equivalent to half? By dividing up and down by 2 divided by 2. So, to find equivalent fractions, you can either use multiplication or use division. Here is another example. 1 over 3 becomes 2 over 6 becomes 4 over 12. So how come 1 becomes 4? We multiply it by 4 here, times 4. Up and down, it will be 4 over 12. And what about 2 over 6? It will be multiplied by 2 up and down. 1 times 2, 2. 3 times 2, 6. Okay, so we can multiply or divide to find equivalent fractions. But what happens when we multiply? In all cases, we will find equivalent fractions. What will happen if we divide the fraction? It's getting what? For example, if I have here 4 over 8 and we divide it by 4 up and down, what happened to the fraction? What happened to the numbers in the fraction? It's getting smaller. It's getting more simplified. Yes, and this is what we are going to learn in the next video, simplifying fractions. See you next time. Bye.